Several years ago, when my sons were young boys, I decided to build them bunk beds for their room. I had just finished building our new home and was starting to build the furniture for it. I had plenty of materials left over, so I decided to use what I had instead of going to a furniture store and paying an outlandish price for the beds. The boys are now grown and have families of their own, so I no longer have the beds, and I didn't think to take pictures of it at the time. So I used my 3D imaging skills to do the job. I hope you find these useful. The first thing I did was go to a furniture store and buy 2 mattresses to use on the bed I was going to build. The mattresses I purchased were 75 inches long, 39 inches wide, and 6 inches thick. The next thing was to make the legs. These were 4x4s cut to 6 foot in length. I then cut the end rails from 2x6s that were cut to 39 inches in length and fastened them to the legs using wood glue and 2.5-inch screws. It's always a good idea to drill holes for the screws to keep them from splitting the wood when the screws are tightened. The rails for the bottom bed were 18 inches from the floor to the bottom of the rail, and the top bed rail was 52.5 inches from the floor to the bottom of the rail. The top rail was fastened flush with the top of the legs. The next step was to install the side rails. These were 2x6s cut to 85 inches in length and fastened to the sides of the legs with 3-inch screws at the same height as the end rails. I did not use wood glue for these pieces, so the beds could be taken apart and moved if necessary. Next, I cut 2x2s to fasten to the inside of the side rails where the mattresses would be and fastened them to the side rails with wood glue and 3-inch sheetrock screws. These would be the support for the mattress supports. Next, I fastened the mattress supports to the 2x2s with 1.25-inch sheetrock screws. I then fastened the top plates to the top rails and to the legs with wood glue and 1.5-inch sheetrock screws. I also used a router to round the edges of these pieces before they were installed. The ladder on the end was made from a single 2x4 cut to fit on the end of the bed and fastened to the end rails in the center of the end. The steps for the ladder were made from 2x4s cut to fit securely inside the piece that was just attached and on the leg. I countersunk the holes on the leg so I could use 2.5-inch screws to attach the ladder steps. I sincerely hope your kids enjoy using this bed. Ours sure did.